Well, good morning. Good morning. Facebook Live. Today is the 15th. It's the 15th? Yes, it's the 15th of April. Normally that's tax day, but they gave everybody a break, and hopefully you're going to get a refund. Hopefully you're going to get your new stimulus check coming out sometime this week. And I certainly say that's a blessing. For those who need it, that's definitely a blessing. But we're going to have another, a fun time of looking at Are You Stuck? That's my question. Are you stuck? I can help you answer it. Yes, we are all stuck. And today being just like yesterday, the quarantine has set some of us down, and certainly giving us opportunity to do some other stuff, and what I call investigate the inners of us. What are we? Who are we? What are we all about? Well, how transforming will this opportunity be for you to go from where you are to where you want to go or need to go? Because sometimes we don't always know we need to go, but we need to go. We need to make some changes. So I say good morning to you. Once again, my name is Sandy Winborn, and my history is counseling, singing, being an educator, and so that's what I'm going to put all of this together, and hopefully we'll have a great time in our discovery of adding more to our lives and getting rid of all the things that we don't need anymore. And certainly that's what we want to do. For those of you who may need to continue to know, I did a course on Don't Look Back and launching opportunities in transition, which is LOT when you break it down to just the acronym. And LOT just talks about, don't look back. We did what we did. It's over. We can't change it. Let's move on. And so that gives us opportunity during this quarantine time to do something else. So I'm excited. I'm excited about everybody that comes in to this space that I'm at, this online space. And I say thank you. Just thank you for giving me some time with you this morning. It's always good to have time with people that care about what you're doing, but you're also caring about what you're doing. And that's what this session is all about, is how can I help you? I am a person that's always been in the frame of mind of what can I do for you? And sometimes we do that so much that we miss what we are also supposed to do for ourselves. So I'm asking you to get some paper, get a pencil or a pen, and don't worry about how fast you write or anything, because I'll try to repeat stuff and take my time with it as I'm going through. But we're going to add some more questions today, some more questions about, how to get down to who you are. What are you? What do you stand on? What's your foundation? How stable are you? Just in case, you were to break down what I call the veneer of us, the outside, the external of us. What do we get to? How do we get there? And so we're going to talk about unpacking today. Unpacking. How do you unpack stuff? Well, first of all, the best thing to do is not to accumulate so much stuff. But everybody knows if you stay in any place too long, be it a house, be it a relationship, being at a job, after a while things become mundane. Things become, I'm used to them. Things become routine. And sometimes out of routine and all these other things, we don't always get to the point where we're actually real. After a while, we're just in a groove. We just know, okay, we need to be at church at this time. I need to be at school at this time. I need to pick up the child at this time. And so we do this almost in our It's our standard operating procedure. That's what it is. That's how we operate. But during this time, I'm asking you to break away, come away, unloose some of the chains, unpack some of the stuff. So in our unpacking, this is some of the things I want you to write down about your unpacking if you've encountered these things and you're being honest. I want you to be honest now. Okay? So unpacking today is going to deal with unpack the hurt. Get away from it. Okay? And at least identify it, because some of us have hurt, and we've been hurt by people, by things that we've been involved in, by just projects that we've done and didn't complete. Those are hurts. Okay, by frustration, the frustration of life. Sometimes we don't even realize we're frustrated, but we are. We have no idea how frustrating life has been to us. But then we wake up one day and see what we've not accomplished, or we see how we've helped other people accomplish, and we're very minimal or minimized in their lives. Okay. How about let's unpack our fear? What is your fear? Unpack it. We know we're fearful. This coronavirus, this COVID-19, I'm fearful of it. So I'm not planning on hanging out a lot of places. I'm not interested right now in loving you, even though I know I love you. I'm telling you today that I love you, but I'm not trying to be a part of of those who get the disease. And because I know I'm a cancer survivor, I'm not interested in being on the side of having an underlying ailment or something that's already happened to me, that something like this would be devastating to me. So I'm just saying to you, I'm not interested in that. But let's talk about, how about trust issues? How about many of us can't trust people that we've trusted before, and therefore because we've had a bad experience with one or two people, we have bad experiences with multiple people. We end up just totally being can't trust anybody. We have trust issues. So that means you got to go on. I'm not interested in dealing with you. Okay, some other things that we want to learn how to unpack. How about our disrespect for ourselves, or having other people disrespect us? We need to unpack it. Let it go. Get in touch with it. I'm hoping you're writing these things down, because this is how I go through, even for myself, of just letting me know that certain things aren't good for me. They're just not. How about self-loathing? The fact that because I didn't do all the things that I planned to do. Everybody knows we have great plans. We all have great plans. But what do we do with these plans? If a plan falls through, guess what? It was just a plan. The plans are made to be worked on or completed. Sometimes we do the work. Sometimes we don't do the work. Sometimes we complete. Sometimes we never complete. But what I'm saying to you is do what you can to get back in touch with the fact that you may have some real issues with yourself because I didn't do something. Some of you may not have finished college. So what? Go back now. Okay? This is a prime opportunity to talk about the realness of online learning. I did my doctorate that way, and I did absolutely more work than if I saw that professor every single day. He and the she's, they worked me, okay? They made it seem like I might have, hurt them had I seen them in person, because there was so much work. So don't think that only brick and mortar is the way to go to school. You can go to school any way it's been delivered. Handle it. If that's what you know you need to do, go back through it. Give yourself props for saying, I'm getting ready to try something new. That I'm a little fearful of it, but I'm going to try it new. Try something new. The next thing is being wronged by people. Sometimes, in fact, I was listening to someone the other day who spoke his truth. He spoke his truth about what someone in his community who he trusted extremely well, to the point, life, I lay it down, is what he was saying. The fact that he was basically wronged. He was wronged in terms of reputation, in terms of money. So sometimes we have to identify where our hurts are, identify where our issues are, because we can never heal if we've never given ourselves time enough to get in touch with it. We just move on to the next hurt. We move on to the next untrusting person. We move on to the next opportunity to have it happen all over again. When I was a counselor, one thing I can certainly say is I always had men or women who always picked the same type of people to love. And they loved them more than they loved themselves. And so ultimately what happened, they would end up in my office as a counseling couple to be counseled. And they would always say, but why do you not love me? And my question would be to them is, why do you not love yourself? Why can you not find something in yourself that says, you can't hurt me unless I put myself in a position to continue to be hurt? And once you get away from hurt and you really look at it, you examine it, then you get information that you've gathered that you can go forward with. You don't have to worry about anybody telling you anything, because guess what? You know it. You learned it from your own experience. So that would be another thing. How about unpacking loneliness? I know many of us right now, maybe, we don't have family, or we have limited family, and we're lonely. Okay. Get in touch with that loneliness. What does it do to you? Okay. Find ways to make yourself not be lonely. Find things that put your creativity to work. Okay. Write it down. Speak to it. Call it out. What is it? What does it do to you? The fact that you're lonely. Does it break your heart that you're lonely? Does it make you sad that you're lonely? Does it make you content that you're lonely? Because some people that are alone are really okay. You don't have to worry about them. They are who they are every single day, not worrying about anybody, and that, to me, that's special. That is special. I've always been a person who enjoys the company of others, but then in my alone time is the time that I try to get back in touch. Is what is it that you want, Sandy? Where do you want to go, Sandy? How do you want to get there? And that's how I got my doctorate, just realizing that I wanted it. It had been planted in me. God planted that in me. He gave it to me. I woke up one day and said, I'm going back to school again. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy, but here it is. In your loneliness, what do you do? How can you take that and let it be your stepping stool? Let it be your foundation, your stairway up. We talked about ascending and descending on steps. The steps have you where you can have your step. On one step, you're going up, and the other step, your foot is down. Okay, what I'm telling you to do is keep on going up, but go up for yourself. Don't go up for anybody else. Don't go up to meet, what somebody else's standards are. Go up for your own standards. Go up for the things you love. Go up for the things you appreciate, the things you desire. Those are what you want to go up for. So you also want to get in touch with your ignorance. Let's face it, we've all been ignorant about something. We've been ignorant about people. We've been ignorant about the choices that we've made in other in situations that we got into. I used to have some friends, and this is no lie, they would always talk me into one of those like pyramid scams. They get in, and then I'd take my money and they get in, and then next thing I know, they were out. Okay, or clubs, even doing clubs. I've done that as well. It's like, well, how could it be that I'm in a club and you're out the club, and that's how I got into the club? So sometimes you just have to say, I am ignorant. I did not know. So what if we took time to what I call tear down all of the things that say that I have to do what somebody recommends? How about I investigate it a little bit more? How about I figure it out just a little bit more? Finding out more of what it is that I really should be doing versus what somebody says I should be doing. The other thing, how about let's getting in touch to break down failure? We've all failed at something. I don't give a kitty who you are. You failed at something. Some people have failed at marriage. They failed at a job that they went to work for. They failed at just deciding that they're gonna take on a certain educational area, and they're not proficient enough in the qualifications to go or even remain in that area. So okay, failure, deal with it, write it down. So I've encountered these failures. I know what they are. Okay, it should give you some power to go forward. The fact that you understand it. The other thing, how about unpacking your peace? Where is your peace? How do you find peace? If it's only in others, then you don't have the right peace. You don't. Peace means you're peaceful in the presence of others and by yourself. Peace, okay? Nobody else needs to be around, and you can be at peace. So you can be in the other presence. You can be in presence of a lot of people and still be at peace. That means that you're comfortable at who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Unpack it. Dig it up. Find out how we're breaking down to build back up. So I'm trying to get you to look at how can I break this down. And so we got some more questions that we're going to do today. But first we're going to finish up. And then the last thing we want to talk about is how do you get back in touch with being unfocused? How do you get in touch with the fact that you're all over the place? You got 50 things going on at one time. Now, I got to admit, okay, I always have 10 irons in the fire, okay? But I always keep one iron a little bit higher at a higher temperature than the others, meaning I'm all burning. I'm burning on all levels, trying to look at what it is that I need to do in the event that I'm tired of doing what's really hot, and I move to the second level of those things that are also hot, but just not as hot. So that's what I'm constantly doing. How focused are you? Are you focused enough to complete things? And then I want you to count the things that you've actually completed, the goals you've met, the goals you set, and the goals that you met. Count that on your unpacking. Because we're not just unpacking the bad things. Excuse me. I need you to unpack the good things. That's what I want you to do. I want you to have a list that when you're done, that you have more good than bad. And if the bad is high, don't worry about it, okay? Because we're moving in a way where we're going to get further and further away from the bad. Remember, all of this is all about don't look back. It is what it is. I did it. I understand it. It was what I was all about. I'm over it now. So we're moving on. So those are the things that we're looking at tearing down. And I'm hoping that you're writing these things down. But just in case, I'll go back over the unpacking before I leave. I won't be as elaborate as in talking about them, but I'll go back over them. Now today we're going to talk about some more questions. And I hope you have your pens. So here's some more questions. This is part of the unpacking process. In a month's time, in 1 month from today, where do you want to see yourself? 1 month from today. It's not just I want you to say, I want to be, do, get, see, receive, acknowledge. That's what it is. And this is all planning. It doesn't say you have to be there, but at least the plan says you got the idea. You're looking at it. You're capturing it. That's important. This one I really like. It says, I am grateful for. What are you grateful for? What is it? Are you grateful to be alive? Are you grateful to have a family? Are you grateful to have a mind? Are you grateful to see? Are you grateful to hear, to live? All those things. What are you grateful for? The next thing, I need more. What do you need more in your life of? What is it? What could it possibly be? And I know that all of us need more. We need more kindness. We need more love. We need more time to evolve. We need maybe some music. Maybe we need to be educated. Maybe we need to read. We need more of. What is your more of? Write it down. And the last question we have, what do you want most in life? That's a big question. What do you want most in life? what do you want most in life? And, I have my confident cup, and, it freaks me out that every time I put this up there, it always looks backwards to me, even when I'm playing something back. But I keep my confidence cup. But on the other side of confidence is serene. Serene means that I'm at peace, okay? And so I have my little coffee cup. I keep it with me every day, just making sure I stay in the moment. I stay confident when I'm talking to you, staying to the point where I'm trying to say, okay, I don't have all of this figured out, but let's work together. Let's work together every day to try to make it where we will figure out more about ourselves, be more confident, be more serene, be more in control of who we are after quarantine and beyond. Because I'm hoping even after quarantine that enough of you are coming that, you'll still be able to say, hey, look, I'm going to tune in to Sandy today. Okay. What I'm trying to do is do this Monday through Friday. I do it Facebook Live, and then I do have my YouTube channel now. I did start that, and I'm excited. So every one of these videos, if you miss them, you can find them all in a collection under the Are You Stuck series that is on YouTube under Sandra L. Winborn, PhD. You'll be able to find me there. But anyway, those are the 4 questions today. I'm just thinking that this is just another opportunity to drill down. I've given you some things, and I will repost that same information that I've posted before, which talks about the multiple intelligences of, the fact that we're going beyond IQ. We're looking at, what else are you? Are you musical? Are you, literal? Do you have this ability for linguistics? Do you have the ability to write, to speak in front of people, to teach people how to dance? All those things are what they call multiple intelligences, which go beyond IQ. And then I've done all the things on my card, and as I said, you can always hit me up for one of these cards, and I will certainly try to make sure you get one. And better still, maybe I'll just post it online. It is copyrighted, so it's not a big deal, under my business, which is Winnie and Associates, and it's called Don't Look Back, Launching Opportunities in Transition. We are launching this opportunity, and it is our transition. It's your transition. It's my transition. Taking this on a dare. I'm excited about it now. And today is my 9th day of doing this, which says that I'm taking the challenge seriously. I want you to take what you're doing seriously. Take what you're doing to unpack some things. Some of you are sitting home and allowing the TV to think for you, or Netflix, or whatever it is that you do, Hulu, whatever it is. Or you allow just social media through Facebook. Facebook is wonderful, but, use it, what I would say reasonably, not all day long. Hearing what somebody's done is good. I go on and I stay some time, and I try to hit back to the people that I know I care about and love, and I write something. But it's not my constant. I have to have time to do something else for myself. So anyway, let's recap. Let's talk about tearing down. That's what we're doing, tearing down. And, to get down to the level, unpacking. We're unpacking some of these things. And these are the things that we came up with. We're trying to get to what my mother would always say, go on down to the basement, girl. And I was always afraid of the basement because the basement had spooky stuff in it. As far as I was concerned, it was dank, it was dark, it was dirty, all of those things in the basement. Well, here I am. I'm telling you, go to your basement. The basement of you, not the basement of everything. And I'm not saying that we're dirty, we're dark, and we're dank. We're just having an opportunity to do a cleanup, to get on down there with it. And so we wanted to discuss our hurt, write these down, our frustration, our fear, our trust issues, our disrespect, someone else disrespecting us, that is, self-loathing, the fact that we don't have much going for ourselves. We've lost it. We don't feel the excitement and the care for ourselves anymore. We need that. How about being wronged? Get in touch with it. Loneliness. We could be lonely. We're by ourselves. We could be lonely. And a lot of people are lonely, and lonely a lot of times also has a characteristic of depression. And so, if you're lonely and you're depressed, find ways that get you out of that. I'm not telling you to self-medicate and all those kinds of things. Absolutely not. Having been a counselor that worked at Lakeview Mental Health Center for a while, and also as a educational and family counselor, I feel that it's very viable to look at yourself and say, if there's something missing, how can I help? What else can I do for myself? How can I make this where I leave this situation that I'm in feeling better than what I currently do? And it may be you can make a phone call to somebody, a friend, a loved one, somebody. Write it down. Talk. Get in touch with it. Get in touch with what your loneliness or your depression is all about. How about getting in touch with your ignorance and your unfocusedness? The fact that you may have just got too many things going on and you never complete anything. And then, of course, preoccupation with others. How do you get out of that? And lastly, our failures. How do you get out of realizing that you've made some failures? We all have. We're not perfect people. People are not perfect. And to have that kind of expectation for ourselves is wrong. And on top of that, to have it where we just expect ourselves to always be on the top bench, and we need to be on the middle bench. To me, the middle has a tendency to be able to see all around if you're in the middle. Sometimes if you're at the top, you can't see who's beneath you. Sometimes when you're at the bottom, you can't see who's up in front of you, except maybe one or two steps up. So what I'm telling you, center yourself. Get in the middle of who you are. Figure out how that works for it. And then, I have a painting called The Herdsman, and it's by Charles Bibbs. And what I love about it is that there's several herdsmen. You can't tell distinctly, and I always used to ask people, how many herdsmen do you see there? And the herdsmen, they're absolutely in like a circle, and between their circle they can see all around, versus them being over on the side and just watching herds over here and herds over there. But basically they're in the middle. And I'm asking you to get in the middle of who you are. Where are you going? What are you looking for? How can you get there? The excitement is that doing this, you can. I want you to continue journaling. If you have an opportunity to journal, you can journal just starting with paper. It doesn't even have to be in a book. And then, get a stapler and staple it all together, or whatever you want to do to keep them all together. But the point is to do that. And then I'm going to go over these questions that I gave you for today, and hopefully you will work on them. It says, in the next month, where do you want to be in the next month? This in terms of now dealing with your unpacking, you should have made some progress. Okay. And it says, I am grateful for. What are you grateful for? What is it? Write it down. The next thing says, I need more something in my life. What are those somethings? More control of who you are, more music, more whatever. What is it? And the last one, it says, what do I want most in my life? What is it? What do you want most in your life? Okay. These are things. When I was working as a counselor and a trainer, I used to have group counseling sessions all the time, or run training programs for people who had been in alcoholic relationships or were alcoholics, or I did marriage and family counseling. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm not trying to hang up a shingle. I don't have my license and certification, but what I do have is a heart. I have all that knowledge. I have all that ability. And even though I'm not giving you advice in terms of any psychological things, I am giving you straight up love. I'm giving you straight up, contentness if you want to work for it. I'm giving you straight up opportunity for you to just go back to yourselves, into yourself while you're home during this quarantine time, to come up with what's next for me beyond quarantine. And then after that, we'll work on after quarantine. But currently, this is where we are. You have a wonderful day. I'm going to go out with the challenge that was given to I was given by Tyler Perry, to sing just a verse of "He's got the whole world in his hand." He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 Have a wonderful day. Work on you. Get to unpacking. Thank you. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.